and I serve in a joint appointment between the Tucson Unified School District and the University of Arizona, working with the Community in School Garden Program. And I'm here to talk about a program that we developed at Monzo Elementary School. And Monzo Elementary School is a place where the legacy of Agnes lives on in a very tangible way through her gardening tools. And so the kids at Monzo use Mrs. Haury's garden tools daily, and it was really interesting. Lydia Brunig and I went up to Agnes's house to see what gardening tools she had, and I expected to come back with maybe a watering can, a couple rakes, a shovel. We get up there, and Mrs. Haury was not a garden hobbyist. She was legit. We ended up coming back with a full truckload of pitchforks, digging bars, live traps. And so actually the live traps are what gets most used. As school gardens get ground squirrels and all kinds of critters, Mrs. Haury's live traps have come in really handy. And so the program that we receive support from the Agnes Nelms Haury program in Environment and Social Justice is an extension of the ACST program that we just heard about. Two of the teachers that attended ACST work in schools that we support through the Community and School Garden Program. And so we were able to partner with Biosphere 2 and ACST to extend what we were doing at Monzo through the Mini LEO program. And the LEO is the Landscape Evolution Observatory, which is one of the Biosphere's flagship research programs, one of the biggest earth sciences research programs ever undertaken. And so what we do with this program is we've developed scale models, small models that we bring into communities here in Tucson that are most vulnerable to the effects of climate change. And we engage them in big climate science. And part of the extension that's happened through the Haury program is we've been able to take this beyond just the experiential citizen science where the kids have a good time and at the end of the day the science goes in the garbage. Here we've got K-12 students in low-income schools that are doing research, and the research findings go to the biosphere and contribute to this broad body of scientific research that's happening. And so here we are engaging kids from communities that are vulnerable to climate change in big climate science, and to me that's a very special thing. We've also extended our reach. Typically when somebody thinks of underrepresented communities, low-income communities in Tucson, people think West Side Tucson, South Side Tucson, which is where we work, and that's where Monzo sits. But through the funding through Haury, we've been able to extend into some other communities. J.B. Wright Elementary School is in central Tucson, but it serves the highest percentage of refugee students of any school in Tucson. And these are refugee students that come from places in Africa and the Middle East that have been ravaged by climate, and engaging those students in big climate science. When we go out and work in the schools, we bring out models, we build models with the students, and so these are little micro-scale mini LEO hill slopes. In the biosphere, they're giant, these giant artificial hill slopes. And the research gap that we're supporting at the biosphere is with seed germination. A couple years out, the Biosphere 2 is looking at vegetating these huge artificial hill slopes, but they're not quite sure where to start with plant selections. And so they've given us a list of seeds that are under consideration, and then we work with the kids to germinate seeds and record data, and then report those research findings back to the biosphere to help give them a direction as they look to vegetate these hill slopes. The kids work to collect data. Here's a group of students that are collecting light and surface temperature data on their mini LEO hill slopes. And here they're working with Michelle Coe, who's directing the program, who actually created the program with the help of Sally Marston and with the help of Greg Barron Gafford, through a NASA space grant. We're also, the Haury program has also allowed us to extend the model beyond traditional STEM. We also do arts integration. So here you can see some poetry and some visual arts, which allows us to reach a broad spectrum of learners. In most of the schools that we work with students that are English language learners, where English is a barrier. to the scientific concepts, and by engaging the kids in art, it helps us reach a wider spectrum of students. It also helps us engage students that might have learning disabilities or other disabilities in the science. This room is filled with the people that make this program happen, and so a huge thank you to Mary Greer and the Agnes Gnomes Haury program. Thank you, Dean Jones and the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Thank you, Dean Ruiz and the College of Science, the UA Graduate College. Also a big thank you to the UA Institute of the Environment and Diana Lieberman, thank you. And a big thank you to the Tucson Unified School District for opening their doors and allowing our programs to happen. So thank you.